Hey, it's Donna Nova. I have my fourth installment of the Melafon journals, which are just what I'm doing right now, talking to an extraterrestrial that I met in a remote viewing session. It's the extraterrestrial that was found at the Varginha Brazil crash site, and there's documentaries and a movie about that right now, which I had heard of but never investigated. I'm sort of new to the world of ETs. I mean, I have seen them and communicated with them. There are some that are my guides, and I believe I have off-world lineage as well. But I'm not one of those people who's been following this whole thing for years and knows all the stories. So this ET is new to me, but his energy is amazing, and he's so friendly. And he said he was one of my guides, and he wanted to help me with guidance about how to go forward in my life going forward. So I'm just gonna read what I write from him every morning. And I don't know if I'll ever make these public or not. They're kind of like my personal. They're like my personal journal, like my personal mentorship sessions with this extraterrestrial. And whether you believe it is an extraterrestrial or not, the advice that he gives is really good. So even if you think it's just me tapping into my higher self or my own subconscious, so be it. You know what I mean? If it's helpful, take it for what it's worth. So here is today, on February 5th, 2026. And I've been trying to do this in the morning every day because he said, do it in the morning before you get bombarded with human thoughts and other humans and society and all your obligations and your, just stuff in your head. So I've been doing it, like he said. Okay, so in the darker color is me and the purple is him. I also draw us connecting before I do it. That's a method I learned in my remote viewing, from my remote viewing teacher who taught us this, who introduced us basically because we were in a class. She tasked us with communicating with this being, who I drew as a beautiful magical unicorn, because of his energy being so magical and free, and he was ascended and he brings joy to people. And she said, well, he had 3 horns, not 1. And I did draw his eye being sort of a pinkish red, and he did have red eyes. So I was getting the horns and the eye. And he also showed me his ship, which was shaped like a lozenge. That's exactly what I drew. I said, it has no windows, it has nothing on it. It's just a lozenge, like a tic tac. And I saw some renderings of what it really looked like according to witnesses, and that's what it looked like. Okay, so this morning I said, hello, or good morning, Melafon, can we talk? How are you? Good morning, yes, now is a good time. I'm happy to see you every day. Come talk to me anytime you need help, not just in the morning. So I said, what was your life like back home in your life where your ship crashed? What did I say? What was your life like back home in your life where your ship crashed, if it's okay to ask? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Life was good. I worked for the main government body as an explorer, scientist, pilot, spiritual master, like a guru. Everyone was smart in my society, but not everyone achieves enlightenment like me. I was curious and I wanted to experience Earth and humans and animals. Earth animals. Also a bit nervous, but I love learning and exploring just like you do. So I said, but you seem like you are a lot braver than I am. I haven't even seen most of my own planet yet. That's me talking. And he said, you have been led to believe that you are small and helpless. I do have disabilities. I am legally blind. and I have other issues. So I don't drive, and I have always felt like I'm stuck when I would like to travel and do more things, but I can't even drive myself. So he's talking about that. He said you've been led to believe that you are small and helpless. You have disabilities that do make your life much harder than other people can imagine, and they don't want to imagine it. It makes them uncomfortable. You haven't ever had the support you needed to get the most out of life, and the people around you have, for the most part, not stepped up to their potential and haven't taken the opportunities to help you that they could have. Therefore, they have stayed at a lower level of evolution and will likely reincarnate many more times, likely returning with the physical disability like yours, so they can learn that way, because they chose not to learn by volunteering their compassion. Okay. Your presence could have served to teach you that you have all the support and that you have support. And it could have taught people around you to elevate their consciousness by selflessly helping you. And I'm not saying nobody helps me. That's not true. But for the most part, I have felt pretty much hung out to dry as far as society and how they treat me. I feel left out of pretty much everything. Friend groups or not. With the exception of a few people who step up. Okay. So, only if, people could have elevated their own consciousness if they had been more selfless and learned to help. But he notes that that would only happen if they did so with compassion and not judgment, because codependents are not enlightened, and they still act out of asleep and egoic behavior. So these people-pleasing helpers are not elevating themselves, and will also have to come back if they want to and repeat and be more brave and look at their behavior, thoughts, and beliefs more deeply, having intelligence of the intellect, but not applying it to the pursuit of knowing yourself and the nature of reality shows that you don't really have intelligence. These people, hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. These people who deny their true selves, and the true nature of reality are like infants who never grow up. They aren't using their full skills, and they don't contribute that much to the collective Akashic records. Yes, their lifetime efforts are recorded just like everyone else's, but they still learn, they still learn a lot. Everybody does. You learn no matter what you do. But they stop short of really hitting the reality level that would have given them true knowledge and freedom. Playing in the shallows never made waves, only going. I can't read my own writing. That's one thing. I'm writing really fast when I hear these things. Only going deeper gets a soul to the next levels. Many souls incarnate many more times than necessary because they keep avoiding this true deep learning and of the self and reality. As you know, the deeper you probe, the more chances you take, the more levels of awareness you can achieve, and the more levels you pass through. This is what enlightenment looks like. Or at the very least, how it starts. So they're basically saying, when you probe deeper into who you are and all the parts that are uncomfortable, and you extend compassion to other people, such as disabled people, anybody who's marginalized, when you step up like that and you get over your discomfort that is a sign of growth, much spiritual growth. And some people are avoiding this because it makes them uncomfortable. So they act like disabled people are invisible because they don't like to think about it. And yet that keeps them at a lower level of development. A lot of times people with special needs are put here, or they volunteer to be here to help other people learn how to extend compassion and to be humans. That's what humans are. That's the most unique thing about humans, is that we have that kind of compassion. I mean, other animals have it too, but the people who are not exhibiting compassion to others are the least evolved of all of us. So he's saying basically that the fact that I have felt like I didn't have help in life just denotes the fact that I'm surrounded by a lot of people who are not spiritually awake, because they could have used this opportunity to better themselves and up-level their own consciousness. So I asked Melafon, how can I take the next steps on my path, like building my meditation dome, and the way I want to, when I don't know how to do anything like that? So I do have this idea for making like a geodesic dome or something like that, and it's a meditation space, and I've built it in some unique way, because I am an artist. I'm also a sacred space designer. I channel my designs, so I have this thing in my head, and I don't know how to build it. I've never built a physical space, but I know that that's what I need to do next. So that's what I'm referring to. And he says, research online, reach out to the artist that you saw, who was already doing something similar to this, even though mine is different. And I never saw this artist until I decided that's what I wanted to do, and then it just appeared on my Facebook feed. So clearly, that's just my outer reality reflecting the fact that I've created this thing in my inner reality. Anything that appears in your outer reality is it's something that you've made, basically. It's something that you're ready for. If you meet a person who's doing what you want to do, it's a clue that you can do it too, right? So then I said, sometimes when he says things, I'm like, that just wasn't helpful. So I said, that really doesn't help me that much. I have no idea how to do that. Plus, I thought I wasn't supposed to be building this myself, because my guides had told me I don't have to build it. They said, just talk to somebody about your idea and they get them to build it. So he says, collaborate, can't hurt to ask. Basically, like, maybe this artist or somebody that I know would like to collaborate with me. I mean, he's right. Can't hurt to ask. But I have no idea who to really ask. And where would this thing even be? I don't have any land, So I get frustrated with these ideas that I know come from spirit. And I have no clue where to start, because I don't have land. I don't have tons of money. I'm not going to build a dome out of nothing. The right person, circumstance needs to show up in my life. And that's what I'm asking about. So basically, I guess I just need to be open, because when you're open and you want something, it will come to you. When you block it with all your questions about how's it going to happen, it's not coming to you. So I'm doing it to myself, So then I said, there's not even anyone to put it. There's not even anywhere to put it. Help me open up to this reality and not block it with my questions, please. Like I just told you. So Melafon says, yes, just start imagining this place during meditation, or go there during bilocation, which is something that I can do. I can bilocate to higher dimensions, and I have seen these places when I do that. So he says, make it more and more real for yourself. Then you don't need to push it out into the world the old Earth tedious way, because there's a new Earth and an old Earth, and we're moving away from the 3D old Earth, and we're moving in. Some of us are moving into fifth density Earth. Not all of us, but those of us who are spiritually aligned enough and evolved enough will be doing that. So our worlds are diverging, which they always do. You just don't always notice it. So he says, use your power to create it by drawing it into existence. So then I said, I just changed the subject completely. I'm done caring about human society systems, rules, schedules, authorities, time schedules, beliefs, and stress. How do I leave this junk and never return, and yet live a luxurious and comfortable life? And he says, withdraw and reject anything you dislike. Spend all your time alone for the time being, if it gets to that point. Work with me more and more. With human systems, less and less. Yeah, I get that. I'm already doing that, so this isn't news to me. He's not really giving me anything I don't know. But it's still accurate. Withdraw from people and situations that are stuck in the old earth story. The sleeping ones, they are not your problem. Keep gravitating towards the new and exciting people and subjects that you're drawn to. Do as little effort as possible to interact with the old ways. You know you're leaving that behind. It has no meaning for you, and never really did. Play like a child on summer vacation. Fill your days with never-ending fun and exploration, not chores. No worries. After all, children don't worry about adult topics like money. Embody your innocence. That's the real you. And your power is there. Others wish they could be that way. So, show them the way. Your pyramid of light tent was just one way that you did this. And what he's referring to is that I put up a tent in my living room and meditated in there. It was a tetrahedron, exactly. It was a pyramid. And so I meditated in there and started bilocating across the veil for days at a time sometimes, without even really trying. And I just filled that space with crystals and beautiful lights and lanterns and tapestries, and it was really beautiful. And here's a gazebo that I drew that I was thinking about turning into another little space like this. And this is just like some light strands of lights coming down on each side, and then a globe in the middle. It's just a doodle. Meditation gazebo, crystals, plants, string lights, lanterns, and pillows. So I'm just basically kind of trying to draw this new idea into existence by literally drawing it and thinking about it and meditating on it. And then, just sort of taking some steps towards it. Okay, so that's all for today. I don't know how interesting that was really or relevant to everyone, but the part about withdrawing from systems that you're not liking without bypassing, you don't want to bypass or ignore things that you need to deal with, but to disengage consciously from the things that aren't working for you and then re-engage with the things that make you feel fulfilled. That's what Melafon is trying to show me. I just saw a weird green thing in the bottom right, like right here. I don't know if that came through. I asked Melafon to visit me. I have not seen that happen yet, but he said that he can visually project himself here. He can't literally physically be here, because he's on the other side of the veil now. He's non-physical. But he can visit, so I have invited him. All right, thanks for watching this installment of the Melafon Journals.